Hello, good evening po. Good afternoon, good evening, friends, ladies and gentlemen, mga kaibigan. Andito na naman tayo. This is Kali Exercise for Doc Cholos Vlog, okay? And welcome back to my channel if you are a subscriber. And thank you for following me and thank you for supporting this channel. Okay, this channel actually is involved in the propagation of a sport called Kali, or a martial art, a Filipino martial art called Kali, okay, or Skrima. Sometimes they call it Arnis. And I have modified this as an exercise, and I call it Kali exercise, okay. And by the way, if you don't know me, those who are new, if you don't know me, well, I'm retired, okay. I'm partially retired, still working part time, and I was a Kali practitioner in the early 70s, up to about early 80s, okay, for about 10 years practice of this art. And now that I'm senior, I guess I could not do the vigorous exercises, and hence I developed, I modified the moves of Kali and transformed it into an appropriate moderate type of exercise designed for seniors and those who cannot do vigorous exercises. Okay, and by the way, I have this everyday carry bolo that I use in the farm. Okay, and I'll try to explain some moves, and for those who probably are not aware on how you strike with a stick. Okay, most of the time that you see instructions and tutoring of Arnis in YouTube, you note that they strike in any which way as long as they do it something like this. Okay, and for me, I hope you can note that I learned Kali, aware that it is a stick, but it's intended to hone your skills in using a bolo. Okay, and so you note that the way I strike, okay, it's different because I'm aware of the sharp edge of the bolo, and hence my wrist is somewhat fixed, not really very hardly fixed, but it doesn't rotate when you strike the ball. It maintains how it's being held. Okay, and we do this the same if we use the stick in any which way. Okay, you'll note that the strike is actually having the sharp edge of the ball, okay, in front. Okay, I hope you can identify that. Okay, and by the way, I'm doing a sequence slowly using the different strokes in how we strike in Kali. Okay, this is the figure of eight. Okay, forward, and then this is the reverse figure of eight, and this is the horizontal figure of eight, and this is the vertical. And note that it's called vertical, but actually it's also a figure of eight because it crosses. Okay, and it crosses this way. Okay, and so you note that the my wrist, when it strikes, it doesn't rotate. Okay, it doesn't do this. It's different with a stick. Okay, that's using arnis in Kali. Okay, when you use arnis, okay, I hope we can differentiate. I really haven't taken this up with you. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned this in previous videos. Kali is the sport. Kali is the art. It's a kind of fighting fighting technique. It's a kind of fighting style called Kali. Okay, and it's just like karate or taekwondo or judo. It's a kind of fighting style, but Kali actually uses a bolo, a sharp-bladed instrument. We may use a stick. We call this the arnis stick. And when you fight, you are sparring with a partner. The activity is what we call as eskrima, just to make things clear. Okay. Okay. When you use the arnis stick is cylindrical, and you can hit. You can hit in any angle, and that's where you move your wrist a lot. Okay. You can you can do the moves, the figure of eight moves in any which way. Okay. And it's actually stronger. Okay. It's different from the bolos. Okay. So when we are training with the bolo in mind, using the arnis stick, then I would suggest that you follow. Okay. That's how we do it. Okay. So for those who have been following me, I think uh, we haven't taken up additional two figure of eights. Okay. And you're familiar with the forward figure of eight. Forward figure of eight. I hope you can practice this. Okay. Okay. So we know that there's a forward figure of eight, a backward or reverse figure of eight. Then we have the horizontal and the vertical. But mind you, we call it the horizontal. In fact, it's also a figure of eight. If you come to analyze the move, okay, when you do a horizontal strike like this, you you form a rounded edge at the tip and come back, okay, and that's why it becomes a figure of eight. Now, additional angles for the figure of eight is diagonal, okay, diagonal. So figure of eight goes down, goes up, and you'll note that it's a figure of eight. It turns about, it turns around as well, and forms a figure of eight on both diagonal side. So you have the forward, the reverse, okay, the horizontal, the vertical, and the diagonal. And you may mix it up, okay, in any which way, as long as you do it correctly. And I hope you've practiced it, okay. Practice it using the stick, the arnis stick, and I would suggest you have yourself a bolo as well. An ordinary locally manufactured bolo is good enough, such as this one. I use this in the farm, cutting, harvesting bananas. You have to cut the trunk. I use this, but please clean after using it so the rust won't eat up the steel. These are not stainless steel. These are locally manufactured, very cheap. And I hope those who are following me may be able to get something like this, okay? Okay, so you will note that this is the horizontal, forward, the reverse, okay, figure of eight. Then you have then you have the diagonal. Okay, so folks, I hope you practice this and it will be good enough, you see. uh, then I hope you can make your own, create your own sequences, okay. Once you know how to move the basic moves, then you can create sequences by mixing them up and by moving. We haven't okay. Okay, so that's how it is. So there are some important things if you are senior. Don't forget to know your maximum heart rate. And if you are senior, you have 200 minus your age, and that's the heart rate. So what you're going to do is You can't, after exercising, after you are already sweating out, and after the routine, you feel like you are having air hunger. That's about the time where your heart rate is approaching your maximum heart rate, and this is very important. Okay, there are those who do the exercise without knowing what's the limit. Okay, there's a limit. If you are a senior, you have some cardiac problem, don't exceed your maximum heart rate. So I'm 70, I'm going to 71 now, and what I do is 200 minus 70, and that's about 200, 240. That's about 130 to 140. That's my limit. So when I do it, count. But since I've started exercising long time ago, when I became senior, so I have been doing this, so I already know the signs of what are the things that I feel once my heartbeat already is approximating the maximum heart rate. So this is the time when you feel air hunger. Your heartbeat is going on fast, and you can hardly speak complete sentences. Okay, what I've noticed is that this is the time where when we actually are around the maximum heart rate. Don't exceed the maximum heart rate, because it's not, it's not proper, it's not good, especially if you have some cardiac problem. Okay, it's good to rest 3 to 5 minutes, and then you go ahead and do the routine again. Do it quick. Okay, so you can do it. Okay, then once you feel the heartbeat again moving or increasing in heart rate, then you take a rest, and after doing it, okay. Okay, so that's it, folks, for this afternoon. I'll be continuing, and I'll be doing still some more minutes, maybe 10 more minutes. Okay, but for you, I think that's enough. So for now, thank you for viewing this video. I hope you are learning something about Kali exercise. Okay, bye bye.